All right. Hey, everyone, and welcome back. We're doing another deep dive today.
Deep dive.
And we're diving into some stuff that you actually sent to us.
Yeah.
And it is these excerpts from Mikoshi Digitals.
Mikoshi Digitals.
And, we've talked about them before.
No, yeah, we have.
But this one is interesting because it seems like they're taking this parable, this really well-known parable of the Good Samaritan.
Right.
And kind of like making it their own.
I see.
So we're going to look at that today.
Okay.
I'm not just going to retell the story. We're going to go a little deeper and see kind of how they're presenting it.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of lesson are they emphasizing and all that good stuff? So
absolutely.
One of the first things that stood out to me was just
okay.
The hook.
The hook. All right.
You know how they start this whole thing?
Yeah.
And they start it with a question, which, is a
good way to think.
Classic way to pull people in. But the question itself, I thought, was kind of interesting. It's, have you ever helped someone who wasn't your friend?
Oh, wow.
That's how they start this whole thing.
That's great. I mean, it just gets right to the point. It makes you think about it immediately. And it kind of makes you think about your own, definition of helping,
Oh, yeah.
What do they even mean by someone who wasn't your friend?
Yeah. What does that even mean?
Right. Exactly.
Is it a stranger? Is it an acquaintance? Is it a class?
Someone you disagree with.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It makes you think about all these things before.
Right away.
Yeah. Before you get to the parable.
Yeah. And I feel like that also kind of sets us up.
Right.
For the story itself. Because if you remember, the story's about this guy.
Yeah.
Who gets robbed and beaten and left for dead on the side of the road.
Oh, gosh.
And these people pass him by a priest and a Levite.
Yeah, supposed to be the good guys, right? Right. People who should be helping this person.
Yeah.
And they completely ignore him.
Oh, gosh.
And then this Samaritan comes along. And the Samaritans back then were
not well liked.
They were kind of like the outcasts, right? So it was very unexpected.
Yeah. Definitely.
For a Samaritan to be the one who actually stops and helps this guy.
Right. And I mean, think about it, today we see this all the time.
Yeah.
Where people just look away from those in need.
Totally.
It's easier, it's easier to just keep walking or scroll past on your phone.
Yeah.
But this parable, it challenges us to do the opposite.
Yeah, definitely.
To actually stop and help, even when it's inconvenient.
Yeah.
Even when it might be uncomfortable.
And one of the things I really liked about how Mikoshi Digitals is framing this whole thing is that they're doing it in this super optimistic way.
Okay.
They say stuff like kindness breaks all barriers.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
And imagine if we all helped and small acts can change the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's very action oriented.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I see what you mean about the optimism. It's they're not just telling the story. They're trying to inspire people to actually go out and do something, Yeah. And that kind of positive framing, that can be super powerful.
I think so too.
Especially for younger people.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking that too. It definitely seems to be geared towards a younger audience, maybe children or teenagers.
Yeah. With those examples about classmates and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Very straightforward language and stuff.
I wonder, though, I mean, do you think that, focusing on the younger audience like that could maybe limit the parable's wider message?
Oh, that's interesting.
You know what I mean? Obviously, relatable examples are great.
Yeah.
But this interpretation maybe kind of overlooks the complexities of these ethical dilemmas that adults often face.
Oh, totally. That's a great point. Because it's it's great to say, help your classmate if they drop their books or whatever. But, adults are dealing with different kinds of.
Right. Different levels.
Yeah. Different levels.
Yeah.
Different situations where it's not always so clear cut.
Exactly. Yeah. So I guess it makes you think. That's how does simplifying it for a younger audience could actually lead to maybe a less nuanced understanding of this message as they get older.
Yeah, because they've only ever kind of seen it from this.
Right, exactly.
Very simple perspective.
Yeah.
So it is interesting. So we've kind of explored the story itself and the hook and how they frame this lesson.
Right.
But here's something I want you to all think about.
Okay.
How does the way this parable is presented in these excerpts, these Mikoshi Digitals excerpts, how does it influence how someone might actually interpret it?
Oh, wow.
Or apply this message?
That's a big question.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a big question.
Because, it makes you think about how every generation kind of reinterprets these old stories for their own time.
Totally. And even the way we hear these stories, like, how does that shape our understanding of them?
Absolutely.
There's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
But that's what these deep dives are for.
There you go.
So thanks for joining us on this one.
Thanks, everyone.
And we hope it's giving you all some food for thought.
Food for thought.
Until next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.